You also yesterday, besides singing your praises, Mr. McBride, you were singing the praises for Helen Summan's Foundation and Freedom Under Law, the Ford Foundation, for the role they play in our criminal justice system. Now, do you have knowledge on who funds these organizations, or the people actually who fund these organizations?
No, I don't have a clue. What I know is the people I know from there are people of integrity.
Okay. I'm talking about, we just want to know about where they get the money from. So there hasn't been. So there's never been, or from your knowledge, an investigation that has been conducted or an assessment done on these NGOs, possible use as vehicles for foreign political influence?
Well, I'm sure there are NGOs that do that, and but it's unlikely is that one.
Based on what? If you're saying that these ones, it's unlikely, it's based on what?
The integrity they show on matters and principle they show.
So your engagement are with the people who give the money or the people who operate?
Oh, no, the people I engage with.
Okay, so you don't know who gives the people?
No clue at all, ma'am.
All right. Do you agree that these NGOs pose a national risk, not just in South Africa, but internationally? NGOs pose and can pose, some of them, a national security risk?
Indeed, some of them can, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them do already.
And here in South Africa, do you think we are immune to that?
No, certainly not. The game is on already.
Paul O'Sullivan, where does he get his resources from to assist officials and entities in the criminal justice system?
He does all sorts of businesses all over the world.
And how have you verified that?
Sorry?
And how do you know that?
It's what he says. I've looked into his background.
Oh, you have? Okay.
He's not a member of any intelligence service.
But that's not the question. I'm just saying, so how do you know he has all these sorts of businesses and how much money they make, besides him telling you? Because yesterday you say he says a lot of things.
It's also from what he says, but he spends a lot of time traveling. And he once told me he buys and sells property. Yeah.
But it's based on what he's told you. You haven't done any sort of confirmation that what it is he's saying, where he gets the money from, it is from there.
No, I haven't checked.
Okay. So he may as well be getting money from anywhere.
Yeah, anyway, it could be anywhere. Even some of the money you get in good faith could be coming from anywhere.
Yeah, no, I'm agreeing with that. So having no credible assessment or an investigation on these vast resources that this Paul O'Sullivan has, where he can go and police even feel like he's the proper whistleblower. Do you think, as Mr. Robert McBride, who once burned down police stations when we were fighting the apartheid, while I was still little,
speak for yourself.
Do you think, no, I was about not me. No, you know what I mean in the struggle. But do you believe that you were protecting us as a country by allowing and accessing resources from Mr. Paul O'Sullivan without us even knowing where this man gets money from?
The main access of information to him is information about corruption.
But where he gets it from and how he gets it. So that's the question.
Well, that might be worthwhile investigation, but corruption is good for the country.
No, we're not disputing that, but things can be also weaponized, and we don't want it to be weaponized.
Fighting against corruption is a good thing.
It's always good, but it must not be weaponized and one-sided also for regime change, Mr.
I agree, ma'am. I agree.
So let's move.
And let me be first to say, if I find out he's doing that, he'll be in big trouble.
Okay. I wish you would
I know the chairperson
gets the money as a start, because that might help. Let's talk about the rendition investigation. So just quickly, and most of my colleagues have covered this. So the first report was issued, IPID report was issued on the 22nd of June, 2024, right? You were appointed to IPID on the 3rd of March, 2014.
Yeah.
right? Then there's the second report, and this starts off in your affidavit from paragraph 40. And then you appointed these investigators, you thought they were not the one needed supervision, and then they finalized the report on the 18th of March 2014. Does that sound right?
Yeah, so it said January, February, and March.
Yeah. So you signed the second report, it was, so it was about 10 days of you taking office, you signed off on the second report.
On the
Because you were appointed on the 3rd of March.
9th of April.
What happened on the 9th of April?
When I signed off on the document.
It was the 9th of April, not the 18th of March.
No, 18th of March, I think the other signed off on it.
So it was, okay. You signed the second report. Okay, so we saying that the days were a bit different, but it was between 10 and 15 days that the second report was signed. In the Wickman's report, the investigator said the first report was submitted as a final report and not as a draft, right? And then in your testimony, you've also said that you didn't know that there was a first report or even a draft report.
No, I wasn't aware of that.
But, Mr. McBride, in this Wickham's report, it says that you said that you did not do any material change to the findings of the first report. So is there something we're missing?
No, it's the report that was handed to me in March. That's the report, the reviewed one, the one that had the cell phone stuff added in. I did no material changes.
To which one? To the second report or the first report?
No, it's the report I saw.
So which report did you see?
I saw a report.
The one that you signed when you arrived?
The one that I put my signature to. Okay. That's the one I saw.
So you only signed one report?
Yes.
You also described that Wickham's report as bogus. Yesterday, do you remember?
Which one is that?
The Wickmans, I'm pronouncing that. Workmans, yeah. But bogus.
Yeah.
I'm just confirming that that's what I heard you say yesterday.
I can't remember if I said bogus, but I didn't attach any. I mean, there was a disclaimer in the thing that they don't regard themselves as legal experts or investigative experts.
Oh, okay.
They also said they don't take any liability for this report. So it's a non-report. Can't go to court with that.
Okay, so did you formally challenge the report in court, or you didn't?
The report was part of the bundle that we submitted to court for the Part B for the minister. I can't remember if that was addressed or we had specific points dealing with that report, or we just said there's the report, it has no value in law.
So you didn't challenge the report directly, it was part of a bigger case?
No, it didn't. There was no time. It got leaked on a weekend.
Okay.
And we were getting, at least me, by the Monday or Tuesday, notice of intention to suspend.
And then are there any findings in the report in particular that you want to bring to our attention that you did not agree with, that was factually incorrect?
On the report that I signed?
No, the report of the Workmans.
I know, the thing was just, it was just handled with an agenda. So you can't nitpick that report here. You'll spend next 10 years doing that.
IPID investigations, there's a supplementary answering affidavit in the case 8258/28 involving Lieutenant General Peklani, yourself, O'Sullivan, Trent, and the magistrate. And then you stated that disciplinary measures were taken against Mr. Kabendi after you learned that he had been approached by SAPS members regarding the investigation. Is that what you said in your supplementary affidavit? We made copies.
Yeah. I can't remember which part you're referring to. In Kabin, the issue was he was removed from task team, sent back to KZN.
Did you authorize or support the disciplinary action against him?
No, I don't have to. It's the supervisor must do that.
But I'm saying, did you?
No, I was not involved in it.
Yeah,
I was
but-
there to testify.
No, not at the hearing now. I'm talking about what you had written in your supplementary affidavit and whether you, when it happened, did you support the action that was taken against him?
Against him?
Yeah, the disciplinary action.
Yeah. He did a scurrilous thing.
Let's talk about the actual DC hearing.
Yeah.
This laptop is just jumping again. I just want to move somewhere here. You said you were there just to testify. Now we're actually at the hearing, right?
Yeah.
In your annexure RJM22, there's the email from his lawyers to your lawyers.
Yeah.
And then in that email, it says our discussions relating to, so it says we referring you to our discussions relating to an amicable settlement. But yesterday you said that they approached you and they told you that this is what they want to settle. So can you explain what the discussions were?
So the lawyers are talking. I'm not part of the talking. Whatever the lawyers say to each other, I don't know. But if you look further on the same sentence you're reading, it will say, my client instructs us as follows. And then it says, charges are withdrawn. He resigns. So the issue of resign came in from the time Nkabinde spoke to Moses Dlamini and said, I can't testify in front of the chief. I'm feeling too embarrassed. And
was he going to testify in front of you, or you were just?
or the other way around. I would testify against him, but he couldn't face me.
So you were not part, when his attorneys were engaging, you were not part of the discussion before the email that was sent to you. You did not know what was being discussed, nothing. You didn't engage.
The issue with me was he was going to resign either way.
No, but I'm asking, were you part of the discussions?
No, not with the lawyers. Not with the lawyers, yeah.
Paragraph 31.2 of the same supplementary statement, you deny that Paul O'Sullivan and this Miss Trent drafted any witness statements, right? Then, Mr. McBride, in paragraph 31.4, you refer to the same statement by Mr. Sisonko and Mr. Mklanka okay, let me read this properly. You say, okay, so let's go to paragraph 31.4 of your current statement to us.
The affidavit.
Yeah, your affidavit to us,
Okay.
not the supplementary one. Because there's just you have two different sites that you refer to. There's the Sable Hill Estate, what I'm trying to get at, and then in your supplementary affidavit, you talk about the Camel Drift Estate. So what I'm trying to determine is whether these are the two same sites in regards to Paklani's matter. And when Mr. Sullivan inserted himself to go and join your
I
investigation.
think the estate is Sable Hills, and the closest police station is Camille Drift, and there is another property close by, which is, forget the name of it, first name of it, but it's one where everybody would meet, including Ibenat Kistia and Mabula team and Mkwanazi and this one. I can speak about that, but I know you got time constraints.
I'm glad you know, Mr. McBride. So my question is that were there two estates involved here or was there one? Because you've got the one affidavit, your supplementary affidavit, in the case, and then you have the one to us. So I'm just trying to get clarity.
If you can direct me to my supplementary affidavit.
Yeah. Paragraph 31.2. I don't know if our technical team gave you a copy of it. Did you?
Have you got a page for me? Is that in the bundle?
Yeah, it's not in the bundle. It was printed today. 31.2.
Thank you. Okay, ma'am, I'm ready.
The supplementary.
Yeah, it's
Okay, so the 31.2, we're going to skip that. It's talking about the draft witness statements. We want to go to 31.4 when we talk about the estates. You see, under 16.2. So 31.4 and then 31.4.1. And then there's a 16.2. I'm informed then, or maybe you should read it. Do you see it it's the last paragraph on page 2.
just hold on 1 second. I'm on page of that affidavit. I'm on page
12, the last paragraph.
12, yeah?
Yes, sir.
The last paragraph, 16.2.
Yeah, bo.
I am informed by the then leading, so it's extract from Sissoko's statement.
Yep.
I'm informed by the then lead investigator, Matlangu, that Paul O'Sullivan did assist the investigation team at the initial stages of the investigation by accompanying them to Camille Drift Estate, including typing statements based on interviews with witnesses. They also received some information from Mr. O'Sullivan's or Ms. Trent, as they had access to systems that IPID did not have for investigative purposes. Meetings with Mr. Paul O'Sullivan and Ms. Trent were held in the context of assisting investigators with information relating to the investigation.
Okay.
There was never any instruction from the executive director that IPID investigators must work with Mr. O'Sullivan or that they must give him information obtained as a result of investigations by IPID.
Okay. So this Camel Drift Estate,
I think
it's not the same. What can you?
Sable Hills would have been in that district of Camille Drift.
So in reference to this, it's not referring to the visit that O'Sullivan did with your investigator to point out the house.
No, I think it's the same place here.
So Camel Drift Estate and Sable Hills is the same thing?
No, Sable Hills is in Camille Drift area.
Okay. Then I got what's up, Mr. McBride, and someone from the public wants me to ask you, what is your relationship with, or have you met, whether it's work-related or not, with Honorable Adams?
With Honorable?
Adams, Bedell Adams.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I like him.
Yeah, I also like him very much, but what is the relationship and how far back does it go?
No, I only know him last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he is a guy who appears to be fighting against corruption. So I wanted to meet him. So I reached out to him to meet him, and he agreed to a meeting. And
you reached out to meet with him?
Yeah.
You haven't reached out to meet with me, and I'm fighting corruption day in and day out. I'm just saying.
Yeah, maybe that's an oversight on my part here.
Okay. So it's been a year, and then, okay, so it's been a year and you've reached out to him, and there was no leaking of any information to him?
No, it was towards the end of last year. He took a photo and I think he put it on social media. I'm quite happy with that. I got criticized by some of my comrades because our politics are different. But Honorable Mathys, if you have a drive to fight corruption, I'll work with you too, regardless of what my colleagues think.
They also want me to ask you whether you have a work relationship or met work-related or not with the former Inspector General Fazal.
No, I met him when he was Inspector General already.
Mm.
I can't remember. I met him at there was a conference where the case of South Africa in the ICJ was being discussed. And there was a lot of people from my service were there, and I was asked to come there to meet a person who is a witness, but whose life might be threatened, to see which way I can assist. And I saw him there.
So you don't have, so that's pretty much it. There's no other meetings of saving the country or
No,
fighting
no, no,
crime
no.
intelligence.
Mm.
And Junaid Johnson from Crime Intelligence, our IDEC head's husband.
No, I don't know the guy. Never met him. I don't even know Andre Johnson.
You don't know or you've never met her because you can't not know her.
No, I've seen her at a distance, but I don't know her. I know of her, who she is,
Okay, no problem.
what she looks like. I've seen her here on TV in this hot seat.
Okay. And then, Chair, you are giving me extra time because I'm done. I'm giving the ANC some of my time.
Thank you so much. Are you done, Honorable Mathys? Thank you so much. Honorable members, can we take a break and come back at 16 hours?